Hello, and welcome again to KP Poetry Corner. I have a question for all of you. How many of you have liked poetry, but then went through a high school or college class that required you to analyze it, and it ended up feeling like it ruined poetry because it became too complicated and you had to understand it in order to enjoy it? I can't blame you that it's tough to love poetry. But that's not all poetry is. Poetry is something that I love. Though I have disagreed with my past teacher's views on it sometimes, I recently took a class from a teacher that helped me love poetry so much more. One of the ways that he has helped me understand and enjoy poetry is by showing me different ways to structure it. Now, I know this is kind of going back into analyzing poetry, like, why did the poet structure it that way? Yeah, no, we're not worrying about that right now. What I want to share with you is one of my favorite structures to write in. It wasn't my favorite at first, but the more I tried it, the more ideas I had to put into poetry. The structure is called Pantoums. It has as many stanzas of 4 lines as you would like it to have. And the word stanza just means like a group of lines. And the rhyme pattern, or the rhyme scheme, is A, B for each stanza, which basically means that the first line rhymes with the second, or the third. The first line rhymes with the third line, and the second line rhymes with the fourth. The second and last line of each stanza is repeated as the first and third line of the following stanzas. And you repeat that until the final stanza, where the first and third line of the very first stanza that you wrote comes back in reverse order as the second and last line of the last stanza to finish off the poem. Now, I know it's kind of confusing and hard to follow, but to recap, the rhyme scheme is A, B for each stanza. The second and last line of each stanza is the first and third of the next, until the end, where the first and third line from the very first stanza come back in reverse order as the second and last line of the whole poem. My favorite part of the Pantoum is how repeated lines take on new meanings in different parts of the poem. It's hard to explain, and I've already talked too much, so I'll let you see what I mean as I share these poems. This first one is by John Knight. The title is Rain Again. Horrible, it's raining outside again today. Relentless and unstoppable rain. The sky so heavy, leaden and so gray, pouring down from roof and window pane. Relentless and unstoppable the rain, pouring, roaring down as from a dam. Pouring down from roof and window pane, force far greater than a battering ram. Pouring, roaring down as from a dam, pouring down to rivers from the streams, force far greater than a battering ram. Rain is never gentle as it seems. Pouring down to rivers and streams, sky so heavy, leaden and so gray. Rain is never gentle as it seems. Horrible, it's raining once again today. The next one is called Dancing Under the Stars by Cresswell, Wilkinson. As she dances under the moonlit stars, feeling the adrenaline rushing through her veins, for now she is alone, but not lonely. She makes her own music as her heart beats in time. Feeling the adrenaline rushing through her veins, passer-by shoot a glance as her aura reflects. She makes her own music as her heart beats in time. She loves to perform. Dancing is her life. Passers-by shoot a glance as her aura reflects. For now, she is alone, but not lonely. She loves to perform. Dancing is her life, as she dances under the moonlit stars. So I found both of these poems from poemhunter.com, and if you'd like to check out more poems from there, I'll give you a link in the description and you can check out some more. But now I'd like to share I'd like to share one of my own poems that I've written, one of my own Pantoums, with this same pattern. I call it Waterfall. Drip by drip, filling the lake. Between rocks it slips, the clear path it takes. Filling the lake, each drip added overflows, the clear path it takes, and rushes from high to low. Each drip added overflows, pushing it ever on and on. It rushes from high to low, it shimmers in the bright new dawn. Pushing it ever on and on, its speed gains a mighty roar, and shimmers in the bright new dawn. Up to the edge it tumbles and downpours. Its speed gains a mighty roar, falling all the way down, it twists over the edge, it tumbles and downpours. Kicking, splashing, forms a mist. Falling all the way down, it twists, entering the standstill lake. Kicking and splashing, forms a mist. Droplets scatter and shake. Entering the standstill lake, it splashes up to get droplets scatter and shake, damp and wet. It splashes up to get between rocks and slip, damp and wet, drip by drip. Thank you. If you want, you can try out a Pantoum for yourself and post it in the comments below. I'd love to see your work. I hope you enjoyed watching and listening, and I super hope you loved the poems. If you liked it, hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button to not miss out on the next video. See you next week! And then the next one is called Dancing Under the Stars by Lisa Cresswell Wilkinson. As she dances under the moonlit stars, feeling the adrenaline rushing through her veins. Obviously not looking at this paper. It's not real. If you want, you can try out a Pantoum for yourself and post it in the comments below. Comments.